Hey, I'm Mia, 27, and up until 2 weeks ago I thought I had it all figured out. I was set to marry my boyfriend, well, ex now, Evan, 28, in this cute little ceremony in Portland, Oregon. We'd been together 4 years, engaged for 8 months, and we've got a 2-year-old daughter, Lily, who's the light of my life. Evan and I weren't perfect, but we were solid, or so I thought. Then one stupid phone call flipped my world upside down, and I bolted the night before our wedding. Yeah, I ran. And I'm still not sure if I'll ever stop running from what I heard. Evan and I met at a coffee shop downtown. I was a barista. He was this charming guy who'd tip extra just to make me smile. 4 years later, we're living in this cozy rental in Beaverton, raising Lily and planning a future. She wasn't planned, I'll admit. When I found out I was pregnant, Evan freaked, big time. He begged me to think it over. Said we weren't ready, that a kid would tank our lives. I got it. He was scared. But I'd always wanted to be a mom. I told him straight up, I'm keeping her, with or without you. Walk away if you want, no strings. I meant it. I'd sling lattes till my hands bled if it meant giving Lily a good life. After a month of radio silence, he showed up with a teddy bear and a promise to stick around. I thought he'd turned a corner. Fast forward, and he's killing it as a dad. Diapers, late-night feeds, singing off-key lullabies. He was all in. When Lily turned 1, he proposed under a string of fairy lights in our backyard. Down on one knee. The whole cheesy deal. I said yes, tears and all. We'd fought through the rough stuff, built a family, and after 4 years, it felt right. My folks in Salem adored him. Mom called him the catch of the century, and I was over the moon planning our wedding. Venue booked, dress fitted, Evan grinning like a goof every time we talked about it. I thought we were golden. The night before the big day, we were doing the traditional split. Me at home with Lily, him crashing at his sister's place in Hillsboro, just a few miles away. After dinner, he called me. Mia, he said, voice soft. I can't wait to see you in that dress tomorrow. I love you so much. I melted, choked up even. We had this sweet, sappy moment, said our goodnights, and I waited for the call to end, but it didn't. Evan's this klutz with his phone, always fumbling the screen, and I guess he missed the hang-up button. I was about to laugh and end it myself when I heard his sister Tara say, Was that Mia? Evan mumbled, Yeah. But his tone shifted, flat, heavy, like he'd flipped a switch. My gut twisted. Something was wrong. I should have hung up. I know that now. But curiosity got me, and I stayed on, ear pressed to the phone, heart pounding. Tara asked, You still feeling off about tomorrow? Evan sighed, long and tired, and said, Yeah, same as yesterday. My breath caught. Off about tomorrow? Our wedding? Then his mom chimed in, voice sharp. Evan, you're doing this. Feelings don't matter. You've got a kid to think about. He snapped back. I'm not a puppet, Mom. I'll decide what I do. Tara cut in. Look, no one's forcing you, but Dad's serious about the trust fund. You flake on this, you're out. I froze. Trust fund? What the hell were they talking about? So, there I was, sitting in our Beaverton living room, phone pressed to my ear, heart hammering as Evan's family tore into him the night before our wedding. I should have hung up. Every brain cell screamed it, but I couldn't. His sister Tara just dropped that bombshell about their dad cutting Evan out of the trust fund if he didn't marry me. I was still reeling from that when his mom's voice sliced through again, all judgy and cold. Evan, you've got Lily now. You don't get to back out because you're not feeling it. Grow up. Evan groaned, like this deep, frustrated sound I'd never heard from him. You don't get it, Mom. This isn't about Lily. It's about me not being ready for any of this. My stomach flipped. Any of this? What did that even mean? Tara jumped in. Oh, come on, you've been playing happy family for 2 years. You can't just ditch Mia now. Dad's not bluffing about the money. Evan's voice got sharp. I'm not a damn ATM. You think I want to marry someone just to keep a paycheck? I'm trapped here. Trapped? With me? I felt sick, like the tacos I'd eaten were about to come back up. His dad piped up next, gruff as hell. Son, we didn't raise you to flake. You made your bed. Lily's proof of that. Marry Mia or you're on your own. No trust fund, no help, nothing. Evan laughed, but it was bitter, hollow. Real nice, Dad. First Mia railroads me into fatherhood. Now you're all shoving me down the aisle. No one's ever asked what I want. Railroads him? I gripped the phone tighter, tears stinging. I'd given him an out, told him he could walk when I got pregnant. He stayed. Or so I thought. His mom snapped, "What you want stopped mattering when that little girl was born. You think Mia's thrilled raising a kid with a guy who's half checked out? She's stuck too. You owe her this." Evan fired back. Owe her? I've been faking it for 2 years. I didn't want Lily. I didn't want any of this life. I stayed because you all made it clear I'd be screwed if I didn't. The room spun. Faking it? 2 years? My hands shook so bad I almost dropped the phone. He'd been lying. Every diaper change, every I love you, every damn smile. A lie. Tara tried to play peacemaker. Look, Evan, just do the wedding. You can figure the rest out later. Keep the peace, keep the cash. He muttered, "Yeah, 'cause that's worked out great so far. I'm 28, and my life's a prison because no one lets me breathe." Then I heard footsteps, loud, stomping ones, and his voice faded. I guessed he'd stormed off, leaving his phone behind. His parents kept going, though. His dad grumbled, ungrateful kid. We're saving him from himself. His mom sighed. He'll thank us when he's not broken alone. That's when I hung up. My chest felt like it had been hollowed out. Evan didn't love me. He didn't even want me or Lily. He'd stayed, proposed, planned this wedding, all because his rich parents dangled a trust fund over his head. Every sweet moment I'd clung to was a sham. I sat there, staring at Lily's toys scattered on the floor, replaying 4 years in my head. Had he ever been happy? Was it all an act? I'd trusted him, built a life with him, and he'd been counting the days till he could escape. I didn't sleep. I couldn't. Lily was snoozing in her crib, oblivious, and I just paced, crying, panicking. The wedding was in 12 hours, dress hanging in the closet, flowers already delivered. My parents were driving up from Salem in the morning, expecting a fairy tale. But I couldn't do it. I couldn't walk down that aisle knowing he'd rather be anywhere else. By 2 a.m., I'd made up my mind. I grabbed a bag, packed some clothes, scooped up Lily, still in her pajamas, and bolted to my car. I didn't know where I was going, just drove, tears blurring the road, until I hit a motel off I-5, 20 miles out of Portland. I checked in, put Lily back to sleep, and blocked Evan and his whole family. No texts, no calls, nothing. I was done. And by 3 a.m., I'd checked into this sketchy motel off I-5 with Lily asleep in my arms, her little snores the only thing keeping me from totally losing it. I'd just ditched my wedding, dress, guests, Evan, the whole damn thing, after hearing him confess he'd been faking our life together for 2 years. His parents' trust fund threat was the leash keeping him with me and Lily, not love. I blocked him, his mom, his dad, Tara, everyone, on my phone, then texted my family and bridesmaids. Wedding's off. I'm okay. Explain later. Don't call Evan or his people. I trusted they'd listen. My crew's solid like that. And collapsed onto the lumpy motel bed, crying till my eyes burned. I didn't sleep much, maybe an hour before Lily woke up fussing. It was supposed to be my wedding day, October 12th, and instead, I was holed up in a $60 room with peeling wallpaper, feeding her Cheerios from a gas station bag. I kept picturing Evan at his sister's place in Hillsboro, probably waking up to a flood of, "Where's Mia?" texts. My parents were gonna flip. They'd driven up from Salem, ready to see me in that white dress. Evan's folks had shelled out big for the venue, a swanky spot in Portland's Pearl District. Catering, flowers, the works. I didn't feel bad about that part. They'd forced this mess, let them eat the bill. I stayed in that motel all day, numb, playing with Lily to keep my head straight. She was toddling around, giggling at her stuffed bunny, and I had to fake a smile for her sake. Inside, I was a wreck, replaying Evan's words. I've been faking it for 2 years. How do you fake love that long? Every memory, our first date, Lily's birth, the proposal, felt like a lie now. By evening, I knew I couldn't hide forever. I dropped Lily at my parents' place in Salem, told them I'd explain soon, just needed space, and drove back to our Beaverton house to grab my stuff. I wasn't staying there, not with his ghost in every corner. When I pulled up around 7 p.m., Evan was outside, sitting on the porch steps looking like hell. Bags under his eyes, hair a mess, pacing like a caged animal. He saw my car and bolted over before I could even park. "Mia, where have you been? I've been losing my mind." His voice cracked, all frantic and desperate. I stepped out, arms crossed, and just stared at him. He kept going. "We waited hours yesterday. My parents, your parents, everyone. What the hell happened? You owe me an explanation. This isn't cold feet, it's humiliation." He was shouting now, neighbors probably peeking through curtains. I didn't yell back, didn't have the energy. I just said, "I heard you, Evan. That call with your family, night before last, you forgot to hang up." His face went blank, then pale, like he'd seen a ghost. He stammered, What? What did you hear?" I locked eyes with him, voice steady but ice cold. "Everything. How you're trapped with me and Lily. How you've been faking it. How your parents are blackmailing you with that freaking trust fund. All of it." He froze, mouth half open, then rubbed his face like he could erase it. "Mia, I didn't mean it like that. You don't get the whole story." I cut him off. "Don't. I heard enough. You don't love me. You never did. You stayed for money, not us." He stepped closer, hands out like he could fix it. "No, that's not true. I was venting, okay? I was stressed. My parents were on me and I said dumb stuff. I love you, I swear." His eyes were wet, pleading, but I couldn't tell if it was real or another act. I shook my head. "You're good, Evan. Oscar-worthy. But I'm not marrying someone who calls our life a prison." I brushed past him, went inside, and started grabbing Lily's clothes, my laptop, anything I could carry. He followed me, babbling, "Mia, please, let's talk. We can work this out. I'll tell my parents to back off. We'll start over." I didn't stop packing. "Start over? After 2 years of lies? I don't even know who you are anymore." He grabbed my arm, gentle but desperate, saying, "I'm begging you, don't do this. Think about Lily. She needs us together." That hit a nerve. I yanked away. "She needs a mom who's not a doormat and a dad who actually wants her. You made it clear you don't." I zipped my bag, shoved past him again, and left him standing in the yard, staring as I peeled out. I didn't look back. And after I peeled out of our Beaverton driveway, leaving Evan in the dust with my packed bag and a shattered future, I thought that was it. I'd heard his truth. 2 years of faking it for his parents' trust fund, and I was done. I crashed at my parents' place in Salem that night, Lily asleep in my old bedroom, while I stared at the ceiling, replaying his "I love you" plea. Was it real? Was anything he'd said ever real? I didn't know, but I wasn't sticking around to find out, or so I thought. For a week, it was quiet. I unblocked Evan long enough to text, "Don't come near me or Lily till I figure this out," then blocked him again. My parents were pissed. Mom kept muttering about wasted potential. Dad just hugged me and said, "You're enough, Mia." I focused on Lily, her giggles, her messy mashed potato hands, because if I didn't, I'd spiral. I'd built 4 years with Evan, and now it was ash, but last night he showed up at my parents' doorstep, and everything got messy again. It was around 8 p.m. I'd just put Lily down when the doorbell rang. Dad answered, and I heard Evan's voice, shaky, low. "Please, I need to talk to Mia, 5 minutes." Mom shot me a look like, "Your call," and I sighed. I didn't want a screaming match waking Lily, so I stepped outside to the front porch, arms crossed, ready to shut him down. He looked wrecked, unshaven, red-eyed, like he hadn't slept since I left. "Mia," he started, voice cracking. "I'm so sorry. I messed up. Everything I said that night, it came out wrong. I love you. I love Lily. I swear it's not about the money." I didn't buy it. "Evan, I heard you. You said you're trapped, that you've been faking it. 2 years, you've lied to my face. About us, about her. How do I trust a word you say?" He stepped closer, hands trembling. "I was freaking out, okay? My parents have been on me since Lily was born. Marry her or you're cut off. I didn't want to lose you, but I wasn't ready for all this. Marriage, kids, the whole deal. I vented stupid stuff, but I didn't mean it like that. I stayed because I chose you." His eyes were begging, but my chest felt cold. "Chose me?" I snapped. "You chose your trust fund. You proposed because they told you to, not because you wanted me. Lily and I were just, what? Check boxes to keep your cash?" He shook his head hard. "No, I love you. I do. I got scared, yeah, but I've been trying to be the guy you need. My parents twisted it. They're obsessed with control. I told them off after you left, said I'm done with their games. I want us back. Me, you, Lily. No strings, no trust fund. Just us." He reached for my hand, and I pulled back, heart racing. I wanted to believe him. God. Part of me did. 4 years, a kid, all those nights laughing on the couch. It wasn't nothing. But his words from that call kept echoing. I didn't want any of this life. I asked, voice low, "If they hadn't threatened you, would you still be here? Would you have stayed for Lily? For me?" He hesitated. Just a beat. But it was enough. His eyes dropped, and he mumbled, "I don't know. Maybe not then. But I'm here now." That maybe not hit like a brick. He'd have bailed if the money wasn't on the line. I was a trap he'd stumbled into, not a choice. I took a deep breath, steadying myself. "Evan, I can't do this. I won't be with someone who's only here because he got stuck. Lily deserves a dad who wants her, really wants her, not some half-in, maybe not guy. And I deserve more than a fake I love you." He started tearing up. "Mia, please, I'll prove it. Give me a chance to fix this. I'll cut them out, move to Portland with you, anything." I shook my head, stepping back. "It's too late. I don't trust you anymore. I don't even know if I ever knew you." He kept pleading. "What about Lily? She needs me." But I cut him off. "She needs me to be strong, not chasing a guy who might bolt when the pressure's off. We're done, Evan. Figure out your life without us." I turned, walked inside, and shut the door, his muffled, "Mia, wait," fading behind me. Dad hugged me tight. Mom whispered, "You're doing right." And I broke down, sobbing, till I couldn't breathe. I'd loved him, really loved him, but that call showed me a stranger, and I wasn't marrying a stranger. And it's been a whirlwind since I shut the door on Evan that night at my parents' place in Salem. I just told him we were done. No more fake love, no more trust fund puppet show, after hearing him admit he might have bailed on me and Lily if his parents hadn't dangled their money. That was 2 months ago, and I've been piecing my life back together ever since. Here's how it's all shaken out. Update 1, the fallout and finding my feet. The first week after I walked away, I was a mess. Stayed with my parents, Lily glued to my hip, while I dodged a flood of texts from friends. What happened? And ignored Evan's calls. I unblocked him once to say, "Leave me alone, we're through," then blocked him again. My folks were my rock. Dad cooked pancakes, Mom watched Lily so I could cry in peace. I told them everything. The call, Evan's trapped rant, his parents' threats. Mom was livid. "That boy's a coward." And Dad just nodded. "You're better off." I started looking for a new place in Portland. Couldn't stay in Beaverton with all those memories, and leaned on my barista savings to keep us afloat. Evan tried reaching out through my best friend Jess a few days later. She showed up with coffee and his sob story. "He's a wreck, Mia. Says he's sorry. Wants to see Lily. Swears he's done with his parents. I wasn't buying it. He's had years to grow a spine, Jess. I'm not his redemption arc. She didn't push. Knew I was too raw. I spent that week numb, replaying his maybe not over and over. Maybe not? That's what you say about a bad haircut, not your kid. I decided then. Lily and I were a team. No room for a maybe dad. Update 2. Evan's last stand. About 3 weeks ago, Evan cornered me at a diner in Portland. I'd started a new gig at a coffee shop downtown, and he showed up during my break, looking like he'd aged 10 years, scruffy, hollow-eyed. "Mia, hear me out," he begged, sliding into the booth. I almost walked away, but he looked so pathetic I stayed. I've cut them off, Mom, Dad, the trust fund. Told them I'm done letting them run my life. I want you and Lily back. Not for them, for me. His voice shook, hands fidgeting with a napkin. I didn't flinch. Why now, Evan? Because you lost us. You didn't want this, us, until it was gone. He winced. I was scared, okay? When you got pregnant, I panicked. I wasn't ready. But I stayed, I tried, and yeah, my parents pushed me, but I fell for you. I messed up not saying it sooner. I stared at him, searching for truth. Fell for me? You called our life a prison. You faked it for 2 years, Lily's whole life. How do I believe you now? He teared up. I'll prove it, therapy, time, whatever it takes. Just don't shut me out of her life. That hit hard. Lily is his kid too, biologically. I softened, just a crack. I'll think about it. For her, not you. But we're not getting back together. I'm done being your safety net. He nodded, defeated. Fair. I'll wait. I left him there, napkin shredded on the table, my head spinning. Was he for real this time? Or was this Act 2 of his Oscar reel? Update 3. The big move and a clean break. Fast forward to now. Lily and I are settled in a tiny apartment near Portland's Alberta Arts District. It's cramped, but it's ours. No Evan ghosts lurking. My parents chipped in for a nanny so I can work shifts, and I'm scraping by, but it feels good, like a fresh start. Last week, Evan texted, unblocked him for Lily's sake, and said he'd signed over full custody. No fight, no lawyers. I'm not ready to be her dad how she deserves, he wrote. You're right. She needs better. I'm sorry, Mia. I'm out of your way. I stared at that message, half relieved, half stunned. After all his begging, he'd flipped again. Gave up his rights just like that. Jess heard through a mutual friend he'd moved to Seattle, crashed with a cousin, no trust fund, no parents' leash. Maybe he finally grew up. Or maybe he just ran. Either way, I didn't care. I texted back, thanks. Don't contact us again unless it's about Lily, and only if you mean it. He hasn't replied. Good. I'm not sad anymore, just tired but hopeful. Lily's my world now, her crayons all over the floor, her babbling about bunnies. I don't need Evan's money or his half-baked apologies. My parents have my back and I've got a job, a roof, and a kid who doesn't know, maybe not. That's enough. Whatever Evan's doing up in Seattle, I hope he figures himself out. But I'm not holding my breath. Me? I'm moving on, one coffee pour at a time.